Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum rejects calls for violence during a traditional military parade held in Zocalo, just a few kilometers away from a demonstration, organized by Generation Z to protest against her security policy. This comes as the Mexican police blocked the protesters gathered on Paseo de la Reforma from heading towards Mexico City's Zocalo, where the parade was organized. Let's listen to what the president had to say.
Para unos cuantos, el que convoca a la violencia se equivoca. El que alienta al odio se equivoca. El que cree que la fuerza sustituye a la justicia se equivoca. El que convoca una intervención extranjera se equivoca. El que convoca, saben que no nos vamos a someter a los intereses de quienes antes ostentaban el poder o gozaban de privilegios, ni a ningún gobierno o interés extranjero. Saben que no seremos figuras decorativas.
Now, protesters are marching in Mexico City against President Claudia Sheinbaum's government, demanding action on insecurity, corruption, and improvements in education, healthcare, and wages.
Uno, para exigir justicia, y dos, que escuchen a los jóvenes. Porque más que nada, yo soy de Zacatecas y te puedo decir que los jóvenes se están acercando más y más al crimen organizado. Yo tuve que irme de Zacatecas a la ciudad, o sea, desde ese punto de vista.
Bueno, yo vengo a la marcha porque la verdad vivimos en una inseguridad que ya es insoportable. Todas las personas que nos venimos a manifestar o que venimos a esta marcha, venimos por un motivo, porque ya no se puede vivir con seguridad. Ahora se tiene que dar cuenta el gobierno que no estamos con ningún partido, que nosotros estamos viniendo por nuestros problemas, por nuestra voluntad, por lo que estamos sufriendo. No estamos...
La generación de los jóvenes, que estamos hartos de este gobierno de Morena, pero ya no solamente es la Gen Z, sino son generaciones de adultos mayores, niños, de varias personas que nos unimos por un mismo propósito, salvar a México de este narcogobierno.
I have my guest joining me back on the broadcast, Ross Feingold, political analyst from Taipei, Taiwan. Now, Ross, I want to begin by asking you, how do you see Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum rejecting calls for violence during a traditional military parade held in Zocalo? We've also played out her statement for our viewers.
Clearly, she has a significant domestic political challenge with a public safety crisis. This is not a new issue for Mexico. It's a long-time issue. The power of drug cartels in parts of the country is significant. There's often violence between competing organizations, violence between drug organizations and the security forces. There's a long-time problem with kidnappings, including kidnappings that remain and disappearances that remain unsolved. But her job as president is to solve that issue, but also call on people not to engage in any more violence. Interesting thing is, you have to keep in mind, she was elected with 61% of the vote, which in any democratic election is huge success. So she had high popularity in the election a little over 2 years ago. And her popularity has remained higher. Popularity has typically polled, or her approval rating, even higher than the 61% of the vote that she received. So it seems that most Mexicans are very happy with her leadership, and she's continuing to do or make public policy decisions that she feels is the right thing to do or say, and the public is behind her.
And Ross, Gen Z is also not happy with her security policy and they're protesting against it. What would you like to say on that?
Well, it's certainly easy to get Gen Zs mobilized. We're talking about a generation that uses social media, obviously. So it's easy to mobilize people and come out and protest. But again, I think there might be a bit of a disconnect here because the polls consistently show that the public is happy with her performance as president. So we have to be careful about over-interpreting a relatively small number of protesters. But there are significant issues that President Sheinbaum faces, and if she doesn't deal with them in a way that the public is satisfied, then she will face significant challenges going forward. So this includes the public safety issues. Mexico, like other places, has an affordability crisis, and also trade disputes with the United States going into a period over the next coming months where the U.S., Canada, and Mexico are going to be renegotiating their trade agreement, the free trade agreement. So she certainly has a lot of challenges, notwithstanding the popularity that she's enjoyed over her first 2 years in office.
Thank you, Ross, for joining me on the broadcast. And now, Venezuela.